everyone, it's MJ. So today I bring you a brief video to discuss communication struggles. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how you can work with a particular yoga pose and then what area in your home that you can analyze to see what's going on in that particular portent. So you can mix and meld both of these practices. So for the yoga pose, Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1 is a terrific pose when it comes to any communication struggles. That's because Warrior 1 really is about speaking our truth. So it really corresponds to the throat chakra, Vishuddha. Now Warrior 1 can be a tricky pose because it does demand that our hips or the aces points are squared to the front. And many times I find yogis really struggle with that. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips here on how you can work with that dynamic. So you can just keep it simple and begin in mountain pose, Tadasana. And we'll step the left leg back about 3 feet. So we'll take it back. The right knee in this situation here should be over the right ankle and the shin projecting forward. Now where it gets a little tricky is this left hip. Many times what I see with my yogis is the left hip opens up as if you're in Warrior 2, and then they're trying to bring their arms up here. So you can see this is a very awkward position, and it really torques the back knee. So what I'd like you to do is concentrate on what I call an inner spiral of the left thigh. So inner spiral means that that thigh is actually rotating inward towards the center line. And when you do that, you automatically will project this left hip forward where it should be. Now you also want to be cognizant of the back leg, that it's not collapsing. I also see that a lot with yogis where the back knee is bending. So what you want to do is lengthen, pull up the left knee so you engage the quad to that back leg. So we're actually energetically grounding and awakening the stomach channel or earth chi on that back leg. So once that's in position, you want to get a little buoyant with the left foot. So the inner arch of the back foot should lift up a little bit. So you'll basically feel a little bit more energy to the outer edge of the left foot. So now we've got our hips in position. The next thing are the arms. So a lot of times I find people are struggling to get their arms all the way up here and their shoulders are way up by their ears. So that's very uncomfortable. So if the prayer hands cannot come together, that's fine. If they can, you want to soften the shoulders, ease through the armpits. But if you have shoulder issues, you can come into cactus arms here, right? That's an option. Or if you can't quite meet the palms together, you can just rotate the pinkies inward. And what that will do is automatically soften the shoulders and invite the shoulder blades to move down the back body. So when you put this all together, then you can begin to move into this pose with ease. So with Virabhadrasana 1 then, because it speaks to the throat chakra, Vishuddha, and if you're having struggles with communication, it's going to cause a lot of strife in your life, whether it's with your spouse, your significant other, a friend, a coworker. So what you can do is navigate through Warrior 1 pose and see in your mind's eye how you would like the end result of this communication struggle to work out. So we have that harmony between the situation, the two parties. And you can use Warrior 1 by doing a couple of sun salutations, sun salutation B, where you'd come through and work Warrior 1, go through your flow, come to the other side, work Warrior 1. And so the whole time as you're breathing a nice Ujjayi breath, you can visualize how you want the scenario to work out. Now, when you're working this through the body, then we want to also work through the environment. So the portent that works with communication is going to be the north portent because it's a watery energy. Communication is a watery chi. So we want to keep it in the present moment because perhaps that is the struggle that is happening right now with a communication barrier. Why you want to work with the present moment in your home is because you don't want to, take this out to the distant future and you're hanging out in this struggle this whole time, or you don't want to hang out in the past and think about struggles that you had with communication issues with a colleague or what have you. So for the home, that means we want to work on the first floor. That represents the present time or the present moment. So find the north portent. Now, observe what's there. The element that is naturally associated with the north portent is water. So you want to investigate what is the color choice on the walls of that room. That is the most important because it has the greatest impact. The walls take up a great deal of square footage. It is likened to the skin on the human body. That's the largest organ on our body. And so it has the greatest impact. You want to evaluate what color you have. So if you have earthy tones, that automatically is a challenge and a struggle. So it's going to cause more distress with communications. If you have wood colors, wood color hues, which are your greens, then albeit that's a Shang cycle, but water is the parent to wood. So what that means is that your communication is going to feel very strained and you're going to feel very drained by trying to communicate with either the colleague, because the north portent does deal with career, or people within the home, within the structure. So it becomes draining. If you ever heard someone say, oh my God, I'm exhausted after talking to this person, that's exactly what I'm referring to. So instead, what you want to do is actually either assist the water energy with watercolor hues, like your blues, or you want to fuel it through your metal color hues. And so right there in itself, just by changing the wall color, you're going to make a dramatic difference. You're going to shift that energy to be balanced and in harmony and with good flow. So those are just a few tips on how you can navigate any type of communication struggle that you may be feeling right now in your life. You could do it through your yoga practice by using your wonderful Virabhadrasana 1 pose and meditating through the process of how you want this communication struggle to work its way through, so it's a benefit for everyone involved. And then you can take a look in your structure on the main floor, the first floor, and see what's in the north portent. And I always say begin with the walls because it has the greatest impact. Okay, so enjoy this brief video, and here's to excellent communication skills. Namaste.